so you're interested in truly understanding the difference between fused, half canvas, and full canvas garments. This is Bradley with Jamison Douglas Clothing. Let's take a closer look at each one of these, and we'll see what the benefits and drawbacks are. So I'd like to start with the full canvas garment. The full canvas garment is the most complete and the gold standard for suit, sport coat, blazer, overcoat, construction methods. Now it's called the full canvas because the body canvas, or this material right here, extends from the hem of the jacket all the way up to the shoulder of the jacket. Now the canvas is sort of like a foundation to the house. All of the shape and the drape that we're able to create over the chest and through the front of the coat, especially from the stomach down as well, is all provided by the canvas. Now, all of these jackets are going to have a certain level of canvassing in the chest. It's generally made up of multiple layers of canvas, and then also this layer of soft flannel-like material called damet. That is generally fairly consistent. What is different is how far the canvas extends down the front, making this a full canvas versus alternatively what we'll see next is the half canvas. The other thing that's unique about the full canvas garment, which is same with the half canvas, is that the body canvas, this material here, extends all the way into the lapel. So the chest canvassing and the damet go up to the break line, which is then attached down here using either some type of cotton bias tape. I've seen people use lining or even silicea, which are just different types of fabrics. It's secured here at the break line, and then only the body canvas continues over, and then is secured using either machine stitches like you see here, or by hand padding it manually to provide that shape, the extra body and structure to the lapel, but also is the strongest way to attach this canvas to the facing material itself. The other benefit of this style of construction is that it provides a nice anchor point for all of your internal pockets, but also your exterior pockets and the facing material that would go on to this garment. So your lower pocket would be here and would be attached in place here. Your chest pocket would be up here, and then all of your internal pen pockets, passport pockets, card pockets would then be attached down to the canvas. So the canvas would be taking the load of whatever weight you put into the pockets versus not having that on the lower half of the garment. Now, I don't really see there being any disadvantages to a full canvas garment. However, there are some that would say that if a gentleman is a little bit more temperature sensitive, that having this extra canvas from the first button position down will add warmth. And then the other complaint or note would be that it adds extra weight. Now, I will tell you that the amount of weight added by this much canvas is very minimal, and it doesn't feel cumbersome. What it actually, in my opinion, does is it makes the front of the coat seem more uniform. So all the weight isn't chest heavy. It sort of balances out everything quite nicely. So to me, it actually is more of a balancing act, and it feels more complete than it is cumbersome. As far as the weight, fusibles are not extremely breathable, and canvassing actually is. So from that perspective, I would like to think that the thermodynamic properties of the canvas are actually quite better than the fusibles themselves. I haven't been able to tell any difference wearing these different garments with the temperature differences, and like I said, we're only talking about the amount of canvas here, so it's quite minimal. And since we will see that this would then be replaced with the fusible, which I don't think breathes anywhere near as well, I think that's sort of a toss-up and all of the benefits of this garment are not outweighed by the possibility of it being a little warmer or a little heavier. I think those are overplayed too much, and it should not be a deterrent for somebody looking at or willing to spend the money on a full canvas garment. So the second type of garment is the half canvas garment, and it's aptly named because the body canvas only extends halfway down the front of the vertical plane of the jacket. Other than that, the construction in the chest and through the lapel is identical to the full canvas variant. The body canvas still extends into the lapel and is either machined or hand patted down. And the demet and the rest of the chest canvases, once again, stop at the break line and then are attached down here. So this is still the best way of making sure that this canvas is attached nicely through the front of the jacket, as well as its position in the rear of the chest, if you're looking at it this way, or the front of the armhole, where the canvassing is also attached down. However, here's where the problem comes in. Since the body canvas only extends halfway down, we need to then substitute that canvas with something else in the lower half of the garment to give the garment more body and structure and a little bit more rigidity, I guess you could say. And how that is accomplished is by using fusibles. So as you can see here, all of this material, even though this is a gray fabric suit, all of it is black. And that's because it is completely covered in a fusible all the way up through the top of the jacket. Now, fusibles are a lightweight cloth that then on the reverse side has an adhesive applied to it, but it is dry. When you apply heat and pressure, the glue on the back side will then start to melt, and you will be able to fuse it or adhere it to whatever the host material is. Now, fusings have come a long way. However, they do come with some drawbacks. The first one would be that if heat will apply it, heat will also allow it to delaminate. So excessive body heat, ironing, steaming, dry cleaning can start to loosen up that adhesive, and then the fusing fabric can actually start to pull away from the facing material, leaving little bubbles or almost a rippling effect throughout the front of the garment. I think most people assume that half canvas garments, because they're often compared to the alternative of a fused garment, that, oh, well, it's a half canvas garment, now it doesn't have any fusing. That is not the case. You have actually just the same amount of fusing throughout the front of the coat. The only area where this is different is that this canvas extends into the lapel here. You also have the problem of the lower pockets not being secured down with an extra level of security into the canvas. So all of that weight in those pockets is just going to apply pressure to not only the pocket opening, but also to the fabric around it. It's not supported by sort of that carriage that's provided by the canvassing. So it's still better because of the shape and the security of the canvas into the lapel. So the shape of your lapel will roll nicer and it will have more body. That having been said, you still get the downsides of the fusible going throughout the front of the jacket, which can break down and can delaminate, leaving those bubbles or those rippling effects. Now, the fused garment is basically the same as the half canvas garment. However, the lapel does not have the canvassing extending over the break line into the lapel, so there's no machine padding or hand padding done here because there is no canvas. The only thing providing that body and some shape is the fusing itself. Just like the half canvas, the fusing runs all the way up and down the front quarter of the coat. The other difference would be the way it's secured down. Since you don't have the canvas extending and having it machined or hand padded down, this is only attached via generally a small piece of fusing that's in this case is secured with 2 blind stitches, but it is the weakest of the options when it comes to the front side of the canvas. It can pull away. Now, I've never seen it pull away on the inside of the garment. I've sort of been tugging at this a little bit because it's sort of, just there. That having been said, I've never seen this in a garment come back because of wear issues, or actually in any garment. I haven't seen that been an issue. You still have the issue of the pocket being less secure than if you had the canvas. But similarly to the half canvas, the fused canvas does have the same body canvas and then all the other internal layers of canvassing throughout the front. So you have your body canvas, your chest canvas, a little bit of canvas to reinforce the shoulder line to make it look extra clean. You have the demet there, and then you have your shoulder pad. So this is the same construction here as it is in the half canvas. We're just removing that body canvas from the lapel. And likewise, the half canvas then has that, but it's just removing the canvas from the lower half of the garment, and that's where we see the fusing being put on. So with this garment, the benefit would be that it's the most cost-effective of the three, the half canvas being the middle of the road, and then the full canvas being the most expensive. And that's simply because the process of applying this fusing is a much faster and less expensive process than applying the canvassing throughout, and then from the fuse to the half canvas, having the extra steps in the lapel are what make those differences. You still have, like I said, the same issues with the pocketing and the fusible throughout the whole front of the coat on the fused as you do with the half canvas. That having been said, that lapel will make a difference, but if you want to stay away from any fusibles because of that opportunity for delamination, you want to stick with the full canvas. That is the only garment that should not have this amount of fusing in the front. So if you learned something in this video, and hopefully you did, please like and share it with anybody else who you might think would gain some information from this as well. We're going to be putting out more videos as we go down the road, so please subscribe and be notified when we do. So we look forward to seeing you the next time, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.